Saran Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, and welcome to the second half of the show. I hope you remembered to stay tuned and remember to have some water, because I certainly had some water and one of my fresh juices. Memory and information and recall memory and recognition, familiarity के बंदा मैं किते देखा आया एक कौन है ते आप कदी गुरुद्वारे जाइए. A lady approaches me and says, last weekend it happened in Barking Gurdwara where I was speaking with the Sangat on about health, and a lady said, Dr. Manjeet, do you remember me? Out of politeness I said, oh yes. When she showed me her child, I realized she came to me for that split second. I couldn't, but jada bacha dikhaya, because they went through fertility with my treatment, saw this beautiful baby of theirs. Sara recollect ho gaya. So कई बारी short term memory, कई बारी long term memory ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿੱਛੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਯਾਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ, and ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ childhood memories ਬੜੀਆਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਖੁੱਬੀਆਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ. So I have children, I have Punjabi children who have been abused by their parents, or they have had belts, trouser belts whipped, and coming on to 40 plus, they still remember their parents have beaten them. They're still scarred till today. So please, you know, give love to your children, but also give them reasoning. And children are so intelligent. They need 3 answers: why, what, when. You need to tell them why they need not to have drugs, what happens, and when somebody approaches them, what they need to do. This is what we're doing through my chat shows and cook shows. My chat shows are not talking only of things of India will never be repaired. Those are probably only for viewers who are very keen about India, but nothing is going to happen in India. My chat shows are there to actually talk about situations here in UK and what is happening within our outside world other than India, what we can do for youngsters. The cook shows are linked with the health shows, with the foods, and you know, the Gobi pizza base with the caller call. She said it's so delicious, and they really enjoy the cook shows. It was one of the most delicious pizzas that I always make. It's lovely, but that's organic gobi, for God's sake. Don't go for inorganic gobi. There are 14 sprays on gobi the full. India the gobi puri zahar de naal bhari hoi a. Why is cancer so high? Why forgetfulness in India? ਪਹਿਲੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਬੁੜਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿੱਲੋ ਪਿਛੋਕੜ ਇੰਨਾ ਯਾਦ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ 10-10 ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ family history. When I went back to Sri, I went to one of the oldest men in the villages who remembered my father, and he remembered my grandfather and how majestic my grandfather was, a Patwari of 14 villages who was forever an agony uncle, agony aunt, listening to people's problems, handing out money, never wanting money back for their daughter's wedding, for the Kisan, for them to buy seeds, for their loss of business, or for the wedding of their daughters. That is what Sade grandfather di kamai sigi. This old man in the village, not wearing glasses, reading a very small text book, Punjabi book, took me back, you know, over 70, 80 years ago, and he remembered everything. He's the oldest Burzug in the village, and took me back, made me, you know, I wrote my notes of my family tree, some things that I go back to Kenya, and we never sometimes have time to go that far back. But he remembered my father, he remembered my chache, he remembered their children, he remembered ਕਿਹੜੇ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਵਿਆਹੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ, and what were they having? ਘਰ ਦਾ ਘਿਓ, you know, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਖੁਦ ਬੁੱਲ ਸੀਗੇ, ਬੈਲ ਘਰ ਸੀਗੇ, and ਘਰ ਦੀ ਖੁਰਾਕ, ਘਰ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਬਜ਼ੀਆਂ, and ਦੁੱਧ ਘਰ ਦਾ. And he was fit, you know, going 90 plus, sitting on a manji and reading a very small text, no enak. Yet his children, who are having rubbish Western food, showed obesity. So, you know, older generations, family tree recall karni badi saukhi hundi sigi. Aajkal, sometimes we have to employ people for trying to get our family tree. And I wrote the most amazing notes I have till today, and found out how my father fought the battle at Fatehgarh Sahib, how he had to become a stowaway passenger in a train from Punjab to Delhi for 3 days, hidden in a sack. On the 4th day, he came out to save his head and the star, and started his life back in Delhi before he went to the port of Mombasa 3 years later. So all this was from an older generation who had a great memory recall. And then, you know, forgetfulness, and we don't remember where we put something yesterday. You know, shortfall, loss of things, chabiyan rakh liya, we need bleepers, we need reminders, we need to ring one phone to find another phone. Visual memory बहुत poor है. कई बच्चे class ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ when they see they can remember, they never have to go back and cram. A lot of children have to cram and reread in silence and try to read it before the exam, and then they have another shortfall of memory. Organization within the brain, you can clutter your brain so much, folks, with bad information and good information, and bad information about saying ਜੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਗੱਡੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਲੈਣੀ, ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਈਫੋਨ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਲੈਣਾ, ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਗੱਡੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਗਈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਕਾਨ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੈ ਲਿਆ. All this gand mand that we don't need to have peer pressure. You stay within your means. If somebody's got something one better than you, it's their hard work. But jealousy, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਂਦੀ ਆ, can really be a core of many diseases. Jealousy can lead on to arthritis. Jealousy can lead on to cancer cells, 100%. And trying to, you know, keep one partner away and distant from their family, that can lead on to the partner who is scheming and trying to split the family up, can lead them to cancer. Time and time it's been seen again and again. Focus, you know, when you're not organized in your brain, you're not focused. You can't focus on today's situation, ja kallu ki hona. The brain can be confused, you know, ke you know pata nahi main ki kara, pata nahi main pehlo south hall to gulab jamna le awa, ja main pehlo samose kha lawa. Nahi samose pehlo kha leni, fir gulab jamna kharab na ho jan, garmi hai. Sorry, that's not me. That's a baby talking to herself, you know. So these kind of situations. So this brain, folks, is a walnut. It's a crot. It's food you need to eat. It's food that's missing. Why is it that super brain food de vich pinni de vich 36 items? Then I made Supreme Super Brain. Supreme Super Brain pinni de vich, it has got 2 ingredients that makes you run. And you have a higher speed, higher alertness, higher you know, sharpness. And those are made for people who respect my pinya and who say, okay, this is amazing. This is food which is missing. Pinya and superfood pinya is the missing food for every disease known on earth, period. All the lubrication and the essential fats are missing in our daily diet, and BBM will not. It takes 10 years to change a housekeeper shopping habits of a woman. They'll bring white salt and bring a small sample of pink salt. They won't change the vegetable oil because they have 10 kilograms of 10 kg of vegetable tina sitting at home. But they know it's the most dangerous oil for cooking Indian turke, causing carcinogenic and you know, causing a huge amount of artery blocking for the heart. So why do you want to challenge a vegetable oil and a corn oil, which is all sheer marketing rubbish? Go on to the good fats and the good oils and keep watching the good shows. Your brain needs tel, your brain needs ghee. Why are young mothers going ahead and choosing to opt out the children for margarine? What has happened to butter without color? The yellow color put in butter also is a problem because of sunflower color. A lot of children are reacting. Why is it, you know, 2.5 children are born either with asthma, hay fever, eczema or psoriasis, you know, and as you know, these allergies, food allergies, because mothers' immune systems are corrupt. Their immune systems before perishing to a child are so poor, and their nourishment is so poor, they themselves are so feeble, and they've had so many Western food diets that the body is now malnutritioned. As bad as a child in Sudan or in Ethiopia, sorry, having you know, one meal after 3 days, that is the food that you think in the Western world you're having 3 or 5, 3 good meals and 2 snacks to make it 5, and you are going to accomplish something. Sorry, your body is demineralized when you are subjecting with bad fats, high white salt and sugar. Sugar, the biggest poison. Keep telling, keep talking, keep harping. I do hope the messages get across. We're really coming up to how amazing this brain is. The Zika virus has obviously ridden South America, which I've spoken about, and causing the brain to be much smaller. And these are the young mothers or mothers-to-be who have been bitten by a mosquito that leads on to a crippled child. It is now coming quite clear that the mosquito is a problem. So any Punjabi mother, if you have been to Mexico or you have been to the Caribbean or South America, you must not fall pregnant for 6 months, clear. and you know, or you should not be in pregnancy when you get, so you must make sure that this doesn't happen. Premature deliveries can lead on to slightly sluggish development of a child. Obviously, we have spoken about other issues which can be sprays and colors, and fizzy drinks is one of the biggest problems. And then obviously colon parasites that I keep talking about when I do colon hydrotherapy, also discovered that certain areas of the brain, about 10% or size of chemical changes in the brain, are found to be due to human parasites. Parasites are in human brains, in eyes that we have dissected, in colons, and this is worms, parasites, moving living bugs can be in the brain that can cause inflammation, that can cause laying eggs there and take away the good matter, which is the gray matter and the white matter. Well, one is for your immune system, the other one is for memory. Why is Alzheimer's and dementia creeping up so fast कि जलंधर दे विच भी nursing homes बन रहे ने? I think for long term, as Gore do, if seniors in their family think कि मेरे बच्चियां ने मेरी देखभाल नहीं करनी, I think you should stop thinking about properties in India and about having properties here. Sell one property, but start putting your home money into a nursing home for your long-term care, you know. So really, honestly, that is the truth of today's situation. Obviously, it was also discovered that the ureas, certain areas of the brain can be affected due to colorants and petrochemicals. We have discussed that already. And then injuries to the brain can lead on to brain loss, or when there has been a car crash, or you've had a neck injury, whiplash injury. Let me just state in this little subject of neck injuries, which can be from young age, for which sometimes millions of fragments in the back of our neck can break and can take long time to repair, or the loss of that collagen can cause two of the spinal nodules to close up too close together, causing constant neck ache and neck injury. So whiplash injury can be very, very long term and sometimes short term, but known to obviously lead on to other situations, can be arthritic or rheumatoid at later time in the neck and in the upper shoulder. The loss of oxygen through the nerves that have been affected through whiplash can also lead on to forgetfulness of brain. Let me put you into a room of methane gas, and I'll tell you, you'll be choking to get out of it. The body does not thrive on methane gas, which is fermented food, which is called you know, farting or wind, or human wind from the back passage, or you know, belching from the mouth, khatte dakar. This is all food is fermenting. This is the same gases that can rise up to the head. I got to salute and thank a lot of doctors within the area and GPs, English GPs, who are saying to my Indian or prospective patients who have come, who said, a GP recommended you because they are watching your shows, and the GP has said only an Indian doctor, Dr. Majid, will understand what is wrong with your digestion. Our hands are up, and we cannot treat your digestion for the last 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. Please go to her. I've had people from Persia, I've had people from Pakistan and Afghanistan who are living in this country, where doctors cannot understand why their heads are fogged out, why they are not focused, because of the gut so full of gas and causing huge amount of sensitivities and allergies to food. The gas fermentation is so much, gobar gas, within the body it rises to the head. And within the first, after the first sitting, the second sitting, the person who sees blood, who thinks they're getting ear ringing, who thinks they've got a foggy head, who thinks that they have got burning, who thinks she's bloated and cannot go to the toilet without using Ispaghol and all that rubbish and hadra, bahede, all the khushk cheezan, and not having literally 4 liters of water to about a half a glass of good essential fats to get the khushki out of their system, they will have serious problems with fermentation of gas which rises to the head. Even this weekend, I've had patients who have been recommended by GPs and doctors and hospitals. Please find Dr. Manjeet. She's an Indian doctor. She's the only one who will understand about your digestion and your foggy brain. So I got to salute them and thank them, and I really need to thank every GP, nurse and dentist who are watching my shows and appreciating the contents, because they are a bit, they are medical lined and they have gone through those physiological studies of the body. They appreciate the contents that I'm talking. So I cannot fulfill everybody, or Siane Punjabi kehndे Manjeet Punjabi nahi boldi. This is a program that I'm trying to embrace to the younger children. So coming on to the fact that mood disorders can also cause a huge amount of trauma and electrical disturbance in the brain. That your moods can be happy, melancholy, sad, depressed, emotional, panicky, rage, road rage, split second, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਗਾਲ ਕੱਢ ਦੇਣੀ, ਉਹ ਤੇਰੀ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੋਹਰੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਤੇਰੀ ਐਸੀ ਤੈਸੀ. That kind of rage is so split second, but you have released so much bad adrenaline within your body. It takes 1 hour for that adrenaline to settle down. During that 1 hour, folks, you must not be eating food, or you must not eat food, because it will be wasted. Obviously, with all this commotion in the brain, where you feel fogged out, you can't focus, you feel disorganized, and sometimes we think that going in silence, te sirf silence de vich paat karo, you will find a way out, can be good, but then you need to talk. You need to find a good friend. You need to you know, find somebody in the community who can understand what your problem is and listen to you without spreading your personal issues away. Rapid mood changes, anxiety can cause huge amounts of issues. This is where NAS program comes in. I try to bring in a liberator, concentration, confidence drops of my own for exam, panic, chill, ESR, ES8, and the ability to digest food. Why is it everything is coming on to food? Food seems to be one of the biggest problems. Food maldigestion seems to be an issue, that food ferments and causes gases, and these sensitivities later on becomes allergies for which you seek out answers, you get nothing. You know, so serious issues. More than half of all the adults in UK actually have mental issues, and more than 65% people are in young age, up to the age of 50, having memory losses, memory fogging, not focused, not organized, not being able to carry the information, long-term memories fading away, loss of things, I have specific Ayurveda memory tonics, memory drops, memory food, memory, my own capsules which are called memory enhancer. It enhances the brain to make. There are two organs in the body that cannot be ever restructured or have new cells formed once it does. It's the pancreas and the brain. With the memory enhancer capsules, it enhances the brain memory, but also you will start having to have good cell function as well. Do not let Alzheimer's and dementia knock out your senior parents. If they're showing early symptoms, bring them in for memory loss. Do not let them become vegetative cabbage state to the point they don't know where they're sitting. Alzheimer's and dementia is creeping in so fast in UK, and it is so sad to see these people because the return of getting those brain cells to function again is almostly zero when it has gone so far. There is a saying, a stitch in time saves 9. So before things get bad, before we get subjected to this, before we start aging, there's a way of stopping cellular aging process. There is a way to stop heavy metal toxins getting into the system. There's a way of stopping DNA damage and RNA damage in the body. All these things I do with my own programs and complexes and Ayurveda filtrations, which are so amazing that the most sensitive patient has also taken my products and not had any reaction. you know. So coming on to, you know, over 65% of people up to the age of 50 are having mental issues, and it's also been diagnosed that in childhood they may have slipped out of the system. They already had these issues because of bad childhood, because of parents' rage, because of parents fighting in the house, because of father's alcohol, because of parents abusing the children, because of mothers screaming and shouting. When a mother is disorganized herself, she's fogged out. I have mothers who can't cope with children and think opening a boxed fruit meal is fine. You know, there were a lot of my life as children were born, I was waking up at 3 o'clock, cooking for the family and the in-laws, you know, and by 6 o'clock I was running a clinic, and by 8 o'clock the children were ready to be, 7:30 the children were ready to be taken to school, but they had had a fresh 3/4 glass of juice. You know, structured organization. Hard work does not kill anybody. Hard work has not harmed me, but I've certainly had you know, good healthy nutrition pumped into my children who appreciate organic food a lot. Obviously all these problems are relating, where 75% of the children in school are having behavior issues. It has been found out that 1 child in every 3 has got some sort of depressive situation in classes. Children as young as 5 was a national news yesterday, that children as young as 5, 1 in 3 children have got some depressive situation in the house, or are depressed, or have got some memory issues. So really good foods and bad foods always is a culprit. Bad foods will be going on to that. The first and the foremost is sugar. Sugar, the sweet poison, one of the worst ones. Then comes in the colored drinks. We're talking about fizzy drinks and the carbonated drinks. We do not need them. That carbonated drink does not neutralize, it makes more methane gas. Then comes in alcohol, red wine to a little, those who drink in some sort of healthy properties, fine. I'm still not actually endorsing it. I'm only saying there are some benefits because of the phytophenols in the red grapes. Then comes in tea and coffee. Serious problems, there's other options. Take my matcha tea, go in for the chicory, go in for the herb teas, make your saunf and juan, minus the cow's milk. You don't need cow's milk. Look at my shows on YouTube. See the my telephone is 07886880591. Pinya order karo and they'll be dispatched on the day or the next day. Whichever country. Processed foods, obviously serious problems with youngsters. What they contain is terrible, like the caller called ke healthy pinya have got so much rubbish, so-called healthy bars, you know, and we need to look at those. Then come in the parasites. I'm a parasitologist, so I always look at parasites. Colon hydrotherapy is one of the best ways to degas your system, so you have better memory, you're not fogged out. My senior parents used to have regular colonics, you know, to feel healthier. सिर्फ हेड लाइस वाल ना देखो कि सिर दे विच जू पै गई, अंदर ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਜੂਆਂ ਫਿਰਦੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਬੈਕਟੀਰੀਆ ਫਿਰਦਾ. There is huge amount in the human blood. Smoking, drugs, focused, defocused people. I've seen children who have had STC, who have had heroin, cocaine, who then even after they have given up the drugs have got serious problems. Lack of sleep and negativity is a serious issue. Obviously for memory we need to go on to the good foods, the pine nuts, walnuts. Look at Brazil nuts, a handful of these mixed nuts a day. Staying happy is so important that it creates a happy hormone. You know, your feel good factor. Look at the sun. A miserable day is still a day blessed by God. Feel happy. If it's raining, feel happy. If it's windy, feel happy. Always feel happy. 9 out of 10 worries are not worth worrying about. So don't worry your pretty head about it. Coming on to the juice of the day. One of the juices I've never said, which I promised you in the show. Really, so this is going to be, take a pomegranate. You need to scrub it with a good scrubber, a vegetable scrubber that you have. Just top knot, the thalle di knot kadke. It doesn't have to be blended. Stop blending your fruits. You need a good juicer. A whole pomegranate has to be juiced with skin, seed and all the flesh. This is the best one for memory. It is being tested across and there is a huge benefit with pomegranate juice, not only for the heart but for the brain. a whole pomegranate with 2 large handfuls of blueberries, organic, which can be whipped up, but add it into the juicer, and fresh black pepper, and it is so scrummy and so delicious, this juice. But do not put it in your blenders to blend them and all these bullets that you're buying, which is a load of crap. Juicing and mascating juicing is a totally different story. My show today was about piña, about super brain food piña. It was about memory, it was about memory loss, it was about information recognition, short-term memory, long-term memory, and how we can help our forgetfulness and have a better life. Let me on another day, same time, another week, Monday, take you to another show. But after having this juice, do remember to tune into the 9:40 show next week, next Monday, with another wonderful subject that I will aim to bring to you. Also remember to take care of your children. Remember to watch my chat shows every Monday at 12:15. The cook shows across the globe and across up north, people don't know, are every Tuesday at 4:30 and every Saturday at 11:30. I heartily apologize to people who have been frustrated that the cook shows have not been shown for the last 4 weeks. Some things are beyond me, and I show frustration equally at my side because I work so hard behind the scenes. But let me take you to another show. I'll be taking you a handful of walnuts, pine nuts, Brazil nuts, and consuming those with a good glass of water. Take care of yourself and each other. Remember to stay tuned and remember to stay happy. Stay tuned with Manjeet Kaur into my next show. Take care of yourself and each other. Pinya order karo, and with your details, orders will be taken and dispatched. Take care of yourself and each other. Sat Sri Akal.